Ramirez with 4 goals coming into tonight, as Columbia try and defend the first chance, and it will be picked up by the Big Green in the box. The shot saved by Collodi. First chance of the game goes to the Big Green, but it's a good save by Collodi as Columbia come the other way. Almost a very early goal for the visitors. Columbia, edge of the box, getting inside. And played off of a Lions player. And there's the Columbia lineup. Their leader offensively so far this season, Will DeKnight, wearing the number 19 with 3 goals and 1 assist. Also, Chad Baker has 3 goals this season. He's a freshman from Vancouver, Canada. So those 2 players will look to get things started off well for Columbia in this one, as the Big Green will come the other way to this near sideline, although guarded closely and forced to go backwards. That is Sam Fenton giving the ball up to Christian Fed. Fed going towards the box, and it is picked up by Collodi on the corner of the box. Ball upfield, and kicked off, and that will be a throw-in. Columbia will go all the way back to their goalkeeper. 4-0 loss against Princeton the last time out for Columbia. A team that has kept a lot of the same players from last season in their first year under the new head coach, as they will try and come up the sideline. Throw-in will be taken by Ryan Wallace for the Lions. Nice turn, still on the ball, and picked out on this near sideline. Wallace, and switch of the field. Both teams feeling out each other in this opening couple of minutes. The first shot of the game credited to the Big Green, though, as they try and build the ball out of midfield. It's given away. This is a chance for the Lions. Makes one move, still trying to get into the box, takes the shot, and it's saved by Kosti Christodoulou, the junior from Sandton, South Africa. That shot by, looked like the 14 of Jake Novoselsky. Christodoulou so far this season, 17 goals allowed, 38 saves. Good for a save percentage of 69.1%. Cross into the box and taken by the other goalkeeper, so a lot of touches for the goalies early on in this one. That opening shot of the game by the number 3 of Ben Jenkins, who's playing up in that number 9 role for Dartmouth. Trying to read those numbers. Dark green on dark green, not easy to read from up here in the booth, so apologies if there's some late name recognitions from up here, as Chad Baker was the player closest. Miras on to Jenkins, and it's a nice takeaway there by Matthew Leong. Gets it up to Zhao Lima and to the outside for the Lions. No call from the referee. We'll go the other direction. Contact off the ball, and Miras, offside flag is up. Puts it into the back of the net, but obviously won't count. We'll go back towards midfield for this Colombia free kick. Vasilis Miras from Athens, Greece. One of many international players between these two sides. Looked like Jenkins was bodied off the ball there at midfield. Ball in towards the box. Fight on the edge. And it's cleared away. Only temporarily. Ball upfield. It's a good takedown by Jenkins, although taken away. And that's a great ball into the box. And whiffed on the shot. Just losing their footing. There's another takeaway, though, for the Lions. Into the box, cleared away. And we'll come the other direction with Christian Fed. Fed and Jenkins just forced to slow it down. A good job by the Lions midfield and back line so far of putting pressure. Not allowing anything easy. Header away. Not fully cleared, but Wallace will go back to his goalkeeper to clean things up. Baker, Novoselsky, and Will DeKnight playing a sort of three-man attack for the Lions to start this one off tonight. We've got a youth club here supporting the Columbia Lions tonight, making their voices heard. The crowd are getting into it as well, supporting the home team, as that one is off of Miras and then cleared away. Touch off of the Lions. Sam Fenton, the player coming over to take it, goes short for Miras. Ball returned to Miras into the box. It's a great chance. Player goes down. It's a great slide tackle. There's still a big green player down as we go the other direction with Novoselsky. Down the sideline. And finds a teammate. Backheel flick to Novoselsky, who's tackled off the ball. And we'll go the other direction. Numbers getting back for the hosts and able to take it away was number 20, Chad Baker. Just about 10 minutes played so far. 2 shots, 1 on goal for each of these 2 sides so far. Far side, Columbia. Not gonna one-time that ball, instead going short. Cross/shot into the arms to Christodoulou. Right idea, but good job by the goalkeeper to cut that one out. You can see it from this other angle. Just trying to wrap that ball towards the far post. But when you've got a tall frame like that, hard to beat that goalkeeper from that type of range. Nice header one. Chance possibly surrounding into the box, and the shot goes wide. From just outside the area, Will DeKnight. Great solo run from DeKnight. And that shot just pulled wide, forced the goalkeeper to go down to his right. And luckily for Christodoulou, that ball wasn't on target, because that could have been danger for the goalkeeper. Christodoulou, he had the highest save percentage in the Ivy League in 2022, had 5 shutouts. This year, just 1 shutout, though. And the 1 shutout, by the way, over the reigning Ivy League champions in the University of Pennsylvania. Novoselsky chasing that one, but it's headed back by the defender. A back line tonight for the Big Green, they include Sebastian Mignon, Alexei Uno, Sam Fenton, and David Masuk as they get upfield with Fed. Fed trying to find a teammate. He's double teamed and the ball is taken away. Maybe a counterattack developing. Novoselsky the closest to it, but taken away by the right back, who sends it upfield the other direction, looking for the tall man. Interception in midfield by the captain. Wearing that nice green armband. One of 2 captains on this Big Green squad. Turnover at midfield. It's a 2-on-2 opportunity arising here for DeKnight. Taking on his defender into the box and put behind for a corner kick. A great job by DeKnight taking on his defender in Sebastian Mignon, the sophomore from the Dominican Republic, who stood tall and put that ball behind. Looks like Jake Novoselsky, the player to come over and take this corner kick. Trying to send a dangerous ball into the box. It's an outswinger towards the top of the area. Couple of moves, but given away. That's a foul at midfield. 15 minutes played. It's been a pretty even one so far between these two sides. Late night Ivy League soccer. Nothing better, especially in New York, New York. Trying to find that ball down the sideline. Jenkins will take it away. Fed fighting for it at midfield, and it's won by the hosts. Ball up the middle. Christodoulou comes out. Almost dangerous. But now we'll go the other way, and that's not a great ball, but asking for a throw-in was Fed, not going to get it. Very nice crowd in the stands. great fall weather. It's been in the 60s throughout the day. Ball looking for Miras. Taken away. Miras tried to commit a foul, it looked like, but unable to get any contact. But they will retain the ball. Fight for it on the goal line. It's kept by the visitors in those dark green jerseys. There's a shot. Deflection. And a player goes to ground. Cross in. Kolodi grabs. And they should be able to clear the danger now. Fierce battle for the ball at midfield, won by the team in green. And it's Fenton who's done a really good job down this near sideline, just running the ball up the field. You can tell this big green side really want to attack the left or near side as Fenton picks up the ball on the goal line, cross in on the ground. Jenkins trying to get the ball out of his feet, takes the shot and it goes wide, deflected for a corner kick. Another instance of Jenkins being involved in the offense. A player with just one goal coming into tonight. That was scored against Holy Cross in non-conference play. He's been dangerous. First corner for the big green. Lofted, and it's into the net. But it's no goal. Referee whistled a foul as the big green player went over the back of the defender. It stays 0-0. For now. So the first ball in the back of the net, but a foul preceding that wipes it off. Bit of a bailout moment for the Lions. Ball one in midfield, fed. Tackled off of it, Baker trying to get it up to tonight. Great job though by the defense getting out of danger for now. And forced behind for a corner kick. Second corner of the game for Columbia. First one didn't amount to too much danger. See if they can change their fortune this time around. Five players in the box, 4 outside, just surrounding that 18-yard area. They go short. Second service. Far post. Taken down. Cross back in. Far post, almost a goal for Columbia. But just unable to get a foot onto that one was Jake Novoselsky. And it stays 0-0. I mean, you have to see that one again. It's a great job getting that second ball in. Novoselsky's wide open, but the ball bounced just before it got to him. And that one just about waist high. Not easy for a player to finish that one. Of course, you want that ball to stay on the ground or stay at maybe knee height instead of waist height. Novoselsky, 1 goal in one of their 2 wins so far this season in non-conference play, which actually came against the reigning MAC champions in Quinnipiac. That was a good win in non-conference season for this Columbia side, but they haven't been able to find their luck non-conference into conference play, as Jenkins was fouled. Talked a little bit about head coach Michael Casper in his first season. On the other side, it's the 5th year for Bo Oshini. Ball in, taken by Kolodi. Coach Oshani, I should say. 26-36-4 record with Dartmouth overall. He had a good career as a goalkeeper. One of the notes, we'll get back to that in just a moment, as Columbia come upfield. Ball in towards the box. Tonight, trying to lay it off for a teammate, sent behind for a goal kick. Coach Oshani was the first African-American goalie to start in the MLS back in 2000. Also playing with the U.S. National B team in 1994, so he does bring a good playing career to his coaching experience. Before he was here at Dartmouth, he was with East Tennessee State University. Box, but offside. Flag was up on Jenkins before he was able to really cause any danger. Neither team have made any subs in the first 20 minutes. Columbia with a couple warming up on that far sideline. Dartmouth, every single player still standing in and around the bench area. This is the first year that the Ivy League has a tournament. One of a couple different sports with the Ivy League who have brought forward tournaments for postseason, as that ball is cleared away. Player goes down, no foul. We go the other direction with Baker. Baker dribbling around a couple players, and it's taken away. And we'll come the other way. Mignon getting it up to a teammate. Good first touch by Jenkins, although guarded closely and unable to keep it in. Good pressure put on by Ryan Wallace, starting his 3rd consecutive game for the Lions in his senior year. Ball backwards. Trying to reset from the back. They've had some good build-up play so far, the Big Green. One ball in the back of the net, but it was taken off the board due to a foul in the build-up. Collodi as a goalkeeper has a pretty good resume, just as Christodoulou does. Collodi, 21 and 2022 All-Ivy honorable mention as a goalkeeper in a league that has some really good goalkeepers top to bottom. Most saves he's made this season, 9 against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. He didn't play the full game last time out for the Lions, gave up 3 goals, and then Dean Kelleher came on afterwards to finish off that game, gave up the other goal against the Princeton Tigers. Looks like we'll have a long throw-in into the box. Ball's still in and around the area. It's flicked on and not fully cleared. Maybe we get a second ball in towards the area. Cleared away again, though. And that's Mignon. Bouncing ball. Won eventually by Wallace. Some good defenders as Jackson Ten Hoover will play that ball. Ooh. Collodi putting a move on the attacker. That's dangerous from a goalkeeper. When it works, it looks great. When it doesn't, it looks not so great. But on that occasion, fantastic job by Collodi. We do have one substitution waiting. Won't be able to make it yet, though, as that ball will stay in play on that far sideline. It's a Columbia player waiting to come on. We still haven't been given the signal as Columbia will restart play. Oh, that's a dangerous ball by Collodi. Here comes Fed the other way. He has Miras with him. Miras taken down in the box. All ball, says the referee, and we go the other direction. Although it's given away after Matthew Leong made the tackle, he couldn't get the ball upfield. Fed gives it up. Miras, the shot, saved by Collodi at full stretch. Great chance from the junior from Norway, but he's denied by Collodi. Another corner kick for the Big Green. Ball is headed away this time. The rebound shot on the ground. Still a chance in around the area. Saved again by Collodi off the second chance. Here come the Lions again. Ball given away at midfield. That last shot by Oscar Magnuson for the Dartmouth Big Green, a sophomore from Reykjavik, Iceland. Pull back, another cross in and around the area, into the box. Looking for the layoff, and it's taken away. Defense standing tall right now for the Lions, trying to get the offense involved. After Baker made that last tackle, it goes up to Novoselsky. Novoselsky taken away by the captain for the Big Green. See what Trenton Blake in this offense can do for the Big Green, though. They had one goal wiped off as both teams now have a sub waiting. Baker near sideline. And sent backwards to Blake. Very active bench now for the Big Green on that far sideline. Almost everybody has left the bench to go warm up in these final 15 minutes of the half. Now we'll make both subs. Phileas Callahan coming on for Trenton Blake. And on the other side, Christoph Kutner coming on for Jake Novoshelski. So it's two offensive substitutions.
Now entering the game lines, number 9, Christoph Kutner.
Ball sent outside. Looking for the cross in the box. Not fully cleared away. And it's picked up in and around the area. The shot saved by Collodi again. The saves are adding up for the Columbia goalkeeper. This could be dangerous. High up in the air. Under hit. And the cross is sent behind for another corner kick for Dartmouth, their third of the game in this first half. Minutes left in half number 1 of this 0-0 men's soccer game in the Ivy League. Service in again. Collodi hit. Actually didn't hit it. Looked like Collodi was close to getting a touch on that one. It went over his gloves. And lucky it wasn't put in at that far post. Kutner competing for some of these headers. Still looking for his first touch as that one is finally settled down, and it's the captain for Columbia, Jackson Tenhoover, who will slow play down. Players throwing themselves all over the field right now trying to win this ball. And it's the visitors that have it. Tenhoover slows it down. Smart play by Baker, just going backwards, so letting his teammates build this play up themselves, and now they do. In midfield, David Wally over to the outside, ball in, claimed by Christodoulou. As the Lions have 2 more subs awaiting at that score table. Ball won by DeKnight. And we'll go to that far side again. Good cross in taken away for a moment. Still fighting for this ball. And it's finally sent backwards. Great job by Matthew Leong. Getting that original touch. Ball in again, though. Really putting pressure on the hosts right now as that one goes out of play. Last touched by a player in green, as we'll have two substitutions for Columbia. Brandon Newman in for Zhao Lima. Newman has started every single game up to this point. Comes off the bench today, and Adrian Wheaton-Shop, the other player to come on in his 11th appearance of the season, coming on for Chad Baker.
Number 8, Brandon Newman. Also on the game, number 7, Adrian Wheaton-Shop.
There's a foul called in midfield. Free kick opportunity for Dartmouth to send the ball into the box and cause some more chaos. They've taken off their tall player who is playing that sort of 9 position. See if maybe the center backs will be the targets on this service. Ball into the box, headed away. And hit the referee. Oh man, that's unfortunate, as Columbia had the counterattack going, looking for Christoph Kutner. And they'll restart with the drop ball. Wheaton-Shop was the intended target. Then over. That's James Wilson, who's come onto the field for the Dartmouth Big Green, who is fighting for that ball. This one switched over to Wheaton-Shop. His first touch of the game. We'll send it on the ground to DeKnight. DeKnight. Advantage played. Ball in the box. And a corner kick coming up. We'll have a stoppage. And a yellow card shown to the Dartmouth player. That's the number 2 of Alexei Huno, who picked up the yellow. Huno from Paris, France. He won a U19 championship with Le Puy Foot in France. 1 assist so far this year against UPenn, but now he's in the book. Eight minutes left in the half. That was our first yellow card of this match. It's been pretty clean so far. Service far post. A runner is coming in, unable to get a clean hit on it. As both teams reset. Nice ball into the box, headed away. And it's another corner kick coming up, the 4th of the half for Columbia. See if this will be another good service. Low one this time. Ball bouncing around and out for a goal kick. A lot of shots for Dartmouth. Michael Collodi has made some big saves in this first half to keep it 0-0. One ball into the box. They went into the net off a corner kick for Dartmouth, but the foul called beforehand. Officially 4 shots on goal for Dartmouth, 3 for Columbia. Into the dying minutes of the first half as both teams have brought on some substitutions and see how those can in fact impact these final minutes of play. Great ball up the sideline. Miras was offside again though. Been called a couple of times in this first half. Jackson Tenuver coming over and high-fiving his teammate there. Part of getting players called for offside is defenders communicating well and making sure that you're playing the same high or low line that you want to play. It's so important. Communication, communication, communication. Because if one player doesn't hold up that high line, that can change everything. There's an offside now on the other side of the field. This one going against Columbia. Hope you've been enjoying this one so far. Some offensive output from both teams, but pretty evenly matched so far, as is evident by the scoreboard. Very evenly matched given it's 0-0. Really nice turn on that far sideline. One touch. Ball outside towards Wheaton Shop, but didn't get there. It's Wallace outside to Wheaton Shop. Takes some extra touches before giving it up in midfield. Shot off the head of a defender. Can watch that replay. It was a good idea trying to pick out that far side, but flicked out for a corner kick. First one we'll see from Columbia in the final few minutes. 5th that we've seen from them so far in this half. Low driver. Header by a Columbia player, and it will be cleared out for a throw-in. I think you're pretty happy if you're both coaches right now from what you've seen in this first half. Of course, you want a lead going into halftime, and there's still a chance for either team to snatch one late. But I think given both of these teams coming in off of losses, they're also happy not being behind at halftime, as that one was a long throw. There was a foul before that ball cleared away. "22 returning players for Columbia this year with their new head coach. Just 4 first years. Of course, next year will be really his first recruiting class of his own. He has a good pedigree himself as a former assistant coach with Georgetown. The Hoyas, who were one of the perennial powerhouses of collegiate men's soccer, winning a national championship in 2019 when Coach Casper was there. And one of the things that Georgetown are known for is their fantastic recruiting. So I'm sure that Coach Casper will bring that to New York City. As ball's won at midfield with a minute and a half left. Newman getting the ball upfield. Trying to break through the defense late in this half. Did a great job on that far side. We'll see if there's one last attack left in this first 45. Columbia looking for their first Ivy League point of the season. Dartmouth looking for their third win in Ivy League play, which would keep them top of the table. There was some contact in the box. Columbia wanted the handball. Referee waved on. And that one will be picked up by Krista Dulu. So a penalty shout in the last minute of the half. Referee was right there in a good position, though. He said not enough for a PK. And unless we have anything happen in the last 30 minutes, we'll be heading to halftime tied at 0-all. That is a good flicked-on header, though. Great job clearing that ball out for a throw. Last 15 seconds. Ball into the corner.
9, 8, 7.
Columbia had it for a second. Cross in.
4, 3, 2.
Great job by Colodi jumping onto it. And that will do it for half number one. The Columbia Lions, the Dartmouth Big Green, tied at 0-0. We will go to a short break. We'll be back just after this second half action. Columbia, Dartmouth, you're watching Ivy League men's soccer on ESPN.
Ladies and gentlemen, Columbia Athletics would like to give a special...
Elevate how you hydrate and keep it smart with Smart Water Alkaline.
What's the story of Athletic Brewing? Well, it all started with a crazy idea.
Why can't there just be an amazing non-alcoholic beer that keeps up with my busy life that wouldn't affect me the next day?
So when did you know you were onto something?
Like an hour ago?
On Columbia Giving Day, your support is powerful. It has the power to transform dreams, ideas, convictions, actions. On Columbia Giving Day, you have the power to change lives that change the world.
And welcome back to Rocco B. Camiso Field. Folks, Hispanic Heritage Month ends on October 15th, but Columbia Athletics is still celebrating. The follow is a feature about one of the Lions' assistants, Kevin Valdivinos, and his Mexican heritage.
I'm Kevin Valdivinos, assistant men's soccer coach at Columbia University. My family is from Mexico. I still have family that lives in Mexico. My grandmother lives in Guadalajara, Mexico. My mother was also born in Guadalajara, Mexico, and then when she came to the States, she made herself to Port Chester, New York, and that's where I'm from and grew up, and that's where I spent all my years and went to Port Chester High School as well. But when I got to here, started playing soccer just from the moment I can remember because of the Mexican, I guess, the culture in me. It's what we know. It's kind of like the sport that I grew up around. I remember some of the games from Chivas Guadalajara, the teams that we follow. I can remember with our family just watching around, and every single game was really, really important. So I grew my love for the sport. My favorite soccer player growing up as a defender is Rafa Marquez. You know, had so much history, one of the greatest players to come through and put on the Mexican jersey. Got to play for Barcelona, obviously one of the biggest and best clubs in the world. Seeing what he's done, and now as a coach, it kind of inspires me as well, kind of on a similar track now, coaching as well. So someone that I look up to and someone that I really, really hope I can model my game, but as a coach also after, and kind of still look up to him today. One of the most memorable games I ever watched was at the MetLife. I got to watch Mexico play Honduras in the Gold Cup, and then I got to also at the MetLife, I got to watch USA versus Mexico. You see the real passion and real fanatics that like sitting next to people where like the result actually hurts. Whether we win, everyone's gonna be really happy, but if we lose, I know everyone's gonna be really sad. So it kind of taught me like how it was to like actually feel and breathe and a real sense of like pride for my nation. Being a Hispanic coach in the Ivy League is something that means a lot to me. It's something that I hope for future coaches out there and other Hispanic coaches, it gives them a sense of opportunity, a sense of something to strive for, because it is something that's attainable, and especially at a historic and prestigious university like Columbia that has so much historical background, and what Columbia is, everyone around the world knows. It's something that is kind of like a dream that I get to live out every day, so I hope it gives other Hispanic and Mexican coaches hope for the future. Hola, yo soy Kevin Valdivinos, auxiliar técnico del equipo de fútbol de Columbia University. Muchas gracias por el video y celebrar el mes de herencia de Hispania con nosotros. Gracias.
As always, a great job by Columbia Athletics putting that one together. The score again, Columbia 0, Dartmouth 0. We'll be right back for some halftime stats, but enjoy a couple more ads. We'll be right back. You're watching the Ivy League men's soccer on ESPN.
Half. 1 and 2. 2 and 4. Half of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So let's retire inequality. Let's step forward together, and let's rise together, because dignity, security, retirement is for all.
On Columbia Giving Day, your support is powerful. It has the power
And welcome back to Rocco B. Camiso Field here at the Baker Athletic Complex in New York, New York. It's the Columbia Lions and the Dartmouth Big Green tied 0-0 after one half of play. But it was not a half of play without chances for both sides. And let's look at that first half stats. Teams tied in shots 6-6, but it's the 4-3 lead for Dartmouth shots on goal. A really good first half for Michael Collodi. He made some fantastic diving saves. 2 shots on goal for Dartmouth's Vasilis Miras. 2 shots on goal for Columbia's João Lima. The other shots on goal from Ben Jenkins and Oscar Magnuson for the Dartmouth Big Green, and the other shot on target for Columbia by Ryan Wallace. It was very even, 5-3 corners, 3-1 for the offside flags going up, including one that was close but called offside by the referee. This is the type of game you expect to see from Ivy League men's soccer. Very closely contested. It should be the same in the second half. Really, anyone can win this. That is Ivy League men's soccer encapsulated, though. We will toss it to one more break. Columbia and Dartmouth. Second half soccer coming up just after this. You're watching Ivy League men's soccer on ESPN.
Elevate how you hydrate and keep it smart with Smart Water Alkaline.
Looking to make it back-to-back trips to the NCAA tournament. Touchdown, pass, score! Up in the air, good! With their first championship! Unbelievable!
What's the story of athletic brewing? Well, it all started with a crazy idea.
Why can't there just be an amazing non-alcoholic beer that keeps up with my busy life that wouldn't affect me the next day?
So when did you know you were onto something?
Like an hour ago?
On Columbia Giving Day, your support is powerful. It has the power to transform dreams, ideas, convictions, actions. On Columbia Giving Day, you have the power to change lives that change the world.
And welcome back. Columbia 0, Dartmouth 0 here at Rocco B. Camiso Field in New York, New York. And we'll take a moment to explain the Ivy League tournament. It's the first year that the Ivy League is hosting a men's soccer tournament. Top 4 teams qualify. Right now, that would be Dartmouth, Yale, Brown, and Harvard. The top 2 teams from last year aren't in the top 4 right now. Last year, it would have been Brown versus Columbia and Harvard versus Yale if the tournament was there. This year, you'll have the number 1 seed hosting the tournament. Friday, November 3rd, you have the semifinals. Sunday, November 5th. It's a super Sunday of sorts in November for the Ivy League, as the 2 teams will go to the Ivy League championship. Right now, Dartmouth, they're the top team in the Ivy League. Can they continue that momentum, though? Can they get a win here at Columbia? We'll find out. Second half action coming up just after this. You're watching Ivy League Men's Soccer on ESPN.
Half. 1 and 2. 2 and 4. Half of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So let's retire inequality. Let's step forward together and let's rise together, because dignity, security, retirement is for all.
This is an epic, action-packed, adventure-filled story of Athletic Brewing's revolutionary non-alcoholic beer and the founders behind it.
I'm Bill.
And I'm John.
You see, this is no ordinary non-alcoholic beer. These are great-tasting brews that are fit for all times. And they all started with a crazy idea.
Why can't there just be an amazing non-alcoholic beer that wouldn't affect me the next day?
And one that actually tasted great?
Oh, wow. That's a great idea.
And there you have it. Just two totally delusional people.
On Columbia Giving Day, your support is powerful. It has the power to transform dreams, ideas, convictions, actions. On Columbia Giving Day, you have the power to change lives that change the world.
And welcome back for the final time of halftime. It's Columbia and Dartmouth 0. Second half action just about to get back underway as the two teams are just making their way out of the locker rooms. Tied 0-0, although shots on goal 4-3 in favor of Dartmouth. Michael Kolodi and Kosti Christodoulou have made some big saves in this one, especially from the number one of Michael Kolodi, who made 4 saves in that first half, including one within the first 2 minutes of the game, and then a couple of others at full stretch. Dartmouth, the leaders in the Ivy League right now. Columbia at the bottom, the only team without a point, but if this result holds, Columbia, they get their first point of Ivy League play tonight at home, which is all the more reason why this is a big 45 coming up for Michael Casper's squad, and also for Coach Oshani's squad in Dartmouth. Columbia will be going right to left here in the second half. Dartmouth will be going left to right on your screens. As you see the huddle there for the Columbia Lions. In the background, you have the Dartmouth Big Green warming up. We hope you've enjoyed this one from wherever you're watching, whether you be watching in New York City or whether you be anywhere else. Of course, a lot of international players on both of these squads, so we could have fans from anywhere tuning in. Columbia all-time against Dartmouth, 23-31-9. Last year, a 1-0 victory for Dartmouth. The previous two before that, were just like this score right now. They were a draw. So two very closely contested teams. Both want to make the Ivy League tournament. Both are ready for the second half to get back underway. And that will happen as Michael Collodi will send the ball upfield. Collodi out of his net. Offside flag up against Miras, and looked like his foot was accidentally stepped on after the whistle had blown. Clock will stop with 44:36 left. Miras had a three-game goal streak snapped in their last game against Yale. He wasn't originally slated to be in the starting lineup from the starting 11 that we got, but their number 9 of Douglas Arvahar was taken out of the starting lineup before the game, and Miras has led the team in shots on goal from that first half. So not a bad player to call into your starting 11. His header will bounce around, still not won by either side, and it finally goes out of bounds. The Big Green fans poking some fun at the youth academy players. They're in the stands tonight supporting Columbia. Ball flicked over the head, picked up by Magnuson into the box. Chance to maybe send the ball into the box if they can find it on the right foot. Or maybe not the right foot, but the left foot for a service. As that one is sent away, picked up by Dartmouth, and they'll come to the near side for Magnuson again. One shot on goal for Magnuson. He tries to go for the chip, and Collodi watched it the whole way. That beautiful goal cam, getting a shot of that shot. Ball switched over. That was Zhao Lima playing that ball backwards, so we'll go to the defense, and it's Uno trying to play it out. Chested down by Tenuver. Lima couldn't get the turn as we go the other way. That's a ball looking for the far side, headed away by Wallace. Other direction. Lima and the offense trying to get something going. The pull back across the net, in fact, but it goes behind for a goal kick. That was Wilton Knight trying to find a teammate. Not only do we have a lot of fans sitting in the stands tonight, we also have a group of fans standing on the building right behind the visitors' goal. The Cam Sports Center. As that one will be picked up by Columbia. Teammate down, and they'll give it away. No stoppage with the injury. And that's a high ball. And it will be eventually put out of play by Columbia. A Dartmouth throw-in. That's another ball put out of play. You wonder what these two coaches are thinking after those first 45 minutes when there were chances for both sides to get the opener and indeed a ball in the back of the net, if not for the foul. There's a ball into the box. Ten Hoover won the ball. There was an offside anyways. Looked like that was Christian Fed that might have been offside. Battle for it in midfield, won by Magnuson, who sends it backwards. Nobody there for Christodoulou to play it up towards, so it's Lions ball and they'll get a throw. If you're looking for three players on Columbia who might score, it's Will DeKnight, Zhao Lima, and Chad Baker. Baker and DeKnight with 3 goals, Lima with 2. And their other goal this season scored by Novoselsky. Meanwhile, for Dartmouth, they're a very balanced offensive team. 8 players have scored goals this season. You can name almost a full 11 of players that have found the back of the net this season for the Big Green, and that's one of the reasons why they're the top team in the Ivy coming into tonight. Push off the ball, no call from the referee. We play on. Ball played back for Lima. Edge of the box, goes down, no call. And it's taken off by Wheaton Shop. Played towards the sideline, and this time it will be a foul. Same player going to the ground for the visitors. You can almost hear Jackson Tanuver, the freshman captain, orchestrating the defense. Should say, talking like a captain. Ball switched to the outside. Going down that far sideline. Ball finds DeKnight. 2-on-2 maybe for the Lions into the box, and the shot is blocked out of play. Columbia looking for the long throw-in, it seems, as bodies are in the box. Here it comes. Second service in, cleared away again. They'll go for another long throw. Headed around, edge of the box. Chance for a shot right at Christodoulou. Zhao Lima with the chance for the Lions. Tanuver trying to head that ball away. It's picked up by Miras. Ball out to Fenton and back to Miras. Looked like he was just completely run over. Picked up the whistle. Ball mishit a little bit maybe. And another chance to get the ball in towards the box for the same right back, as that one's put out of play, and the referee say it's a Dartmouth throw-in. Andrew Ellis looked like he might have slipped and hit that ball out, but they say it's off of Lima in towards the corner now. Ball one, chipped into the box, cleared away. That was Uno trying to make a good play up in the attacking portion of the field. Good switch. Cross back in towards the box, but it's cleared away. Ellis, his cross, also cleared. Although, comes right back to him. How many chances to cross in can they get before they get a good one? Couple players down in the box. Tanuver off of him for a corner kick. The Dartmouth faithful making their voices heard now. Corner kick, the fourth of the game for Dartmouth. In towards the area, cleared out, and the second shot is deflected out for another corner as there was a player down in the box. It's Zhao Lima who was on the ground, but he's back to his feet. Dartmouth with all but 3 players essentially in the box as it's cleared away again. Another service. Great ball, but it goes behind. Looking for that far post runner. Looked like that was Alexi Uno, who had stayed upfield after the original corner and was closest to it at that far post. For our AR, saying that ball was out of play. It'll be a throw-in for Columbia. Two minutes left to find a possible winner. Of course, no more overtime in college soccer. That change made last season. So if you're tied after 90, that is it. No more overtime periods. And each team would split the point. But of course, we are far from that portion of the game. 31 minutes sometimes can feel like a lifetime. have caught one of the subs for Dartmouth who was just warming up on the sideline. Both teams with a couple of players warming up. They each made a couple of substitutions in half number one. Brandon Newman and Adrian Wheaton-Shop, who both came in for Columbia in the first half, staying on the field as Collodi makes that ball his own. Although maybe under-hit that clearance. Allows Andrew Ellis in the offense to get the ball back. Ellis wearing that green armband. Lima trying to make a turn. Right now, all the pressure being put on from the visitors as they get a throw. Not been a bad half to start for either team so far. 15 minutes played in half number two. We're still tied 0-0 though. Chance for Dartmouth, although it was turned away again. We'll go back the other way, though. Columbia struggling to hold possession. Magnuson down this right side again, looking for good service. Goes towards that far post. Header saved by Collodi off the head of Miras. Magnuson guarded closely, and he'll send it backwards. Third shot on goal for Vasilis Miras, although Collodi has been equal to him every opportunity. We'll go back to that save. You can see a good run, and then Miras off the bounce, just blocked perfectly by Collodi, and now Columbia might be in. DeKnight has a teammate making a run on one side, and he's forced to slow it down. Lima and Columbia maybe really not going fast enough on that counter, although it was a really good job defensively getting back. One-touch passing. And there's a miscommunication as Jack Muyo was trying to find Lima, and it'll be out of play. Both teams will make substitutions now as we'll go to that replay one more time. Just a good reaction saved by Collodi. That ball maybe didn't have as much pace as they wanted. Chad Baker back into this game for Columbia, and Douglas Arvahar, the player who was originally slated to start this game for Dartmouth, is in for his first action of the game as there's a shot off of the post, the rebound into the back of the net. Dartmouth get the opener, and they'll go and celebrate with their fans. The original shot off the post, but the rebound spilled, and Collodi could not make the save, and guess who it is? Vasilis Miras. He had the original shot, and look at it, great job. He's the first player to react, and he follows it into the net. That is A true striker's play there. He never stopped his run, even after the ball hit the post. He's the first player to react, and he's the player to score his 5th goal of the season. Vasilis Miras, in his freshman season for Dartmouth, has been amongst the best players in the Ivy League offensively. And you can see why before coming over to the U.S., he played for the Greek national youth team. Wheaton Shop has the ball taken off of his foot. Columbia all of a sudden trailing, but despite playing a pretty good game, as that should be a yellow card. And that's a quick card pulled out as player is down for Dartmouth. I wonder if Dartmouth were asking for more as they're in discussion with the referee. The yellow card is the only card shown, not red. With just under 27 minutes to play. And unfortunately, an injured player for Dartmouth on that play as well. We're going to look at that opening goal again, though. Ball off the post, and Miras with the original shot gets over and puts it into the back of the net. A great job by Vasilis Miras. There's one more look at it. Maybe stopped his run for half a moment, but never fully stopped running. Coaches always teach that. Follow the ball. Don't celebrate before it's in the back of the net, and that's a clear example of why you're supposed to make sure it's in the back of the net before you celebrate. Player back to his feet. So we are just about ready to restart play. Free kick for Dartmouth. Ryan Wallace for Columbia with the yellow card. Cross in, header on, saved by Collodi. That is robbery from the Columbia goalkeeper. Look at the shot from goal cam. Wide open header. Reaction saved by Collodi. And that's the number 9 of Douglas Arvahar, who had the shot. Second ball in. Columbia trying to get that ball up the field, and Sell go all the way back to their goalkeeper. Offense needing a response for the Lions at home against the Ivy League leaders coming into tonight. Coach O'Shawney has to be happy with his squad right now. They've come out in this second half and really dominated play so far in this second period of action. All of that, of course, adding up to the go-ahead goal. We're gonna have a talking to from the referee. It looked like Arvahar throwing an arm. Couple players getting a talking to, but referee never blew his whistle, so that play was essentially live the whole time that was happening. Lima leaves it for Muyo. Great header away. There is Wallace sitting on a yellow card, so he has to be careful at any challenge he puts in for the rest of this game. Maybe an offensive opportunity if they can get this ball into the box for the hosts. Chipped up towards the top of the box. Newman sets it up for a teammate. The shot, and it's a great block. Although picked back up by Muyo. Flicked on towards the far post. Player goes down, no call, of course. And it goes out for a goal kick. Couple of subs once again for both teams. Go back to that replay. Flicked on by Lima, but Sam Fenton put his body in front as Jake Novoselsky is back on for Adrian Wheaton-Shop. Ben Jenkins has come back in for Dartmouth. The win for Dartmouth would get them back to 5-5-1 at this pivotal junction of the season. As there's a great ball down the sideline, making a run into the box, crossing it, and the first player there is a Lion, able to clear that ball away. Weather sitting in the mid-50s right now here in New York, New York. Charlie Brooks tonight on the call. No foul. Columbia will go the other way. That's a great toss to restart play. Novoselsky and Denight making their runs, but instead it will be picked out for the midfield. Newman was the player getting closest to it, although cleared out for a throw. Letting that one go out for a throw. Quickly got back into play for Novoselsky. Here's Lima to the outside. Denight. Blocked by the defense. Right back to Denight. Overlapping run. Doesn't take it. Instead crossing it himself on the ground. The shot blocked. Rebound shot. Novoselsky saved. And Novoselsky goes down. There's no call from the referee. Novoselsky is incensed. Ball goes out of play. A big call in the game as the referee waves off a penalty shout. We'll go back. Novoselsky, his shot saved by Christodoulou. And let's see right here. There's contact, but it's a 50-50 call. It's up to each referee whether that's a penalty or not, I think. Ball into the box, cross back. Not cleared yet. Fed takes the shot, goes wide. And Dartmouth will make a substitution as Phineas Callahan will come in. Let's go one more look at that replay. As I said, I think it's 50-50 whether that's a penalty or not, as Novoselsky went down. There was contact. Just a question of, is there enough contact? Tough one to call in real time, although you could easily see that being a penalty on any given day. It's just up to the referee. Throw in, going Columbia's way. Obviously, this game is not over based off that last attack for Columbia with the penalty shout. Long throw, a lot of bodies in. Flicked on header, cleared away. Here come the big green on the counter. Can't hold on to the ball though, just a touch too hard. Novoselsky battling for the ball, but it's a battle he will not win. Here's the goal scorer, Miras, although he loses the ball. Another substitution being readied for Dartmouth on the far side, but they will not make it quite yet. At this point, your main goal, if you're Dartmouth, is just to get out of here with all 3 points. You'd love to get one more on the scoreboard, though, to make things a little bit easier, although they give it away in the offensive third. Colodi almost caught off guard by the attacker. That bouncing ball. Ben Jenkins putting the pressure on, although called for the foul in the end. Battle on the sideline. Put out of play. Home team has the throw. And both teams will make another substitution. James Wilson coming in for Dartmouth and Ryan Yang coming in for Columbia.
Now entering the game for the Lions, number 12, Ryan Yang.
Wilson coming in for Magnuson for Dartmouth. Throw in. No handball, says the referee. Ball on that goal line. Nice ball into the box. It's cleared away. As you see, Yang came in for Baker. Lima takes the shot. Blocked by Uno. And now the counter's on the other way. Shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. That was a good job by Muyo. Does allow the offense to get back on the ball, though. Cross stopped by Collodi again. Also, there was Ten Hoover. Ball trying to find Novoselsky. A lot of running for Novoselsky. Won't get the ball, though. That's a big tackle there as Wilson is offside. Final 15 minutes. Dartmouth 1, Columbia 0 here at Rocco B. Camiso Field at the Baker Athletic Complex in New York, New York. This ball, optimistically looking for tonight, off the defender. Columbia 2-6-2 coming into this one, 0-3 in Ivy League. Dartmouth 4-5-1 coming into today, 2-1 in the Ivy. Seen a lot of this tonight with the long throw-ins, trying to cause some chaos in the box. Good ball in. Still a chance. The shot stopped by Christodoulou, who then has some instructions, shall we say, for his defense. Lima up to himself, and then the shot, which didn't get over the tall goalkeeper. Ball cleared into the stands. Another high clearance out of bounds. Dartmouth, they won't mind just killing some time at this point. Leading by 1 on the road. Nice move in the midfield. Lima to the outside for DeKnight. Trying to chip it up for a teammate, although it's headed away back to DeKnight, though. Good ball on the ground. Cross in. The shot. It's a goal for Columbia. The equalizer for Jake Novoselsky. Sorry, that's João Lima, actually. Third goal of the season for Lima, who celebrates with the fans. Novoselsky with the run, laid the ball off, let it go, and Lima first hit back of the net. We have a game again. Scored their only goal in their last home game against Harvard. Scored his other goal against the Quinnipiac Bobcats. And now has a goal in Ivy League play, although they have a teammate who's limping off the field, so they're forced into a substitution. Cy Sokolowski on for Columbia. Brand new ball game here at the Rocco B. Camiso Stadium at the Baker Athletic Complexes. Novoselsky was making a run but can't be picked out. That ball put out of play. 11 minutes left for someone to find a winner. Otherwise, it's a point apiece. The big green. Ball up the field. Ball to the near side. Cross in. Won by the goalkeeper, and then he dropped it. I think there was a foul call first, though. Colodi had that ball and then knocked out of his hands by the Dartmouth player, so that was the foul call by the referee. Under 10 minutes to go. Brand new ball game after Dartmouth had the opener canceled out by João Lima. Goals by Lima and Miras tonight. Will Knight, by the way, his second assist of the season. His other assist came against St. John's.
And the Columbia goal is scored by number 10, João Lima. Credit the assist to number 19, Will Knight. And the second assist to number 12, Ryan Yang.
We'll give a secondary assist as well to Ryan Yang on that Columbia goal. Great first touch by Colodi. Ball one and then a foul called. We'll have the stop of play, stop the clock, and another yellow card's coming out for a big green player. Looked like it was Lima going down. And Tom Collins picks up the yellow, and Lima's back to his feet. Two subs waiting for Dartmouth, but they won't be allowed to come on yet. Taken short. Ball into the box, taken by the goalkeeper. Both goals tonight, nothing the goalkeepers could do on either. Collodi trying to react to a shot off the post and the rebound, and then Chris Tadulu going to his near post, the shot to the far post. Newman loses possession but wins it right back. Numbers in support. Ball to Lima, who's forced into the corner. And that's a goal kick. Last off of Lima's. We'll now see the double sub. Christian Fed and Vasilis Miras back on the field. Volka coming off for Dartmouth, who had subbed in earlier. And also James Wilson confirmed coming out of the game for the Big Green, looking for the game-winning goal in the last 7 minutes. But at the same time, it's tough because while you want the game-winning goal, you don't want to be so open that you give up the game-winning goal. Free kick. Second ball. Into the area, cleared away. That's a routine straight from the training ground as Miras has the ball outside the box, trying to lay it off. And it's cleared away upfield. Ball back into the box, punched away. Still a chance as Collodi gets back in his net. The shot deflected. Bouncing ball. This game's not over. As that cross, far post headed away. Top of the box. And Columbia will try and get numbers forward. One attacker going against essentially 3 defenders. Somehow holds on to possession, and reinforcements are starting to come. Although it's cleared away for the moment, Lima will pick it up. Trying to get upfield in the dying minutes of the game. Lima calling for a handball. It's not called by the referee, and Lima's going to go down off the play. So Columbia might be down a player on defense. Although Lima is back to his feet trying to play on. Lima's down again, and the referee will stop play with 4:34. Readying Adrian Wheaton's shop. Tell on the last run coming up field that Lima might have felt something. His game-tying goal might give the Lions their first point of Ivy League play, though. And what a great goal it was, as we'll go back to a replay from one of his chances earlier that he set up a teammate. And then finally it found Lima, back of the net, 1-1. And he's getting the love from the fans. It was just a fantastic run all around by Lima, finding himself open.
Fans, your attention. Now entering the game.
Not an easy finish going against the body.
He replaces the goal scorer, number 10, Joao Lima.
Getting some love from his head coach, Michael Casper, as he comes off the field, knowing how important that goal may be, needing to start the uprise of their season, possibly in Ivy play, although there's a ball in, taken by Colodi, who's trying to restart play quickly. That's a great ball upfield. Ball won for a moment by Sokolowski, although he gave away a foul in the meantime. Almost picked out by Colodi as Christodoulou restarts, although can't find a teammate's cleared out for a Dartmouth throw. Columbia, as well as Dartmouth, maybe getting into things on the sidelines. The substitutes for Dartmouth who are getting a little chippy. You also see the head coach there for Dartmouth, Coach O'Shawney. He's currently talking to the referee there. Columbia, their next 3 games, they travel to Yale on the 22nd. Then they have Penn and Cornell making the trip here to New York City. Meanwhile, for Dartmouth, they have Vermont next on Tuesday, a team that made the NCAA tournament last season. And then they're hosting Cornell back in Ivy League play after their short return to non-conference play. As Kootner's on for Columbia, and that's a nice back heel. Adrian Schopp lets Newman take it, switch the field. Numbers getting in the box. Newman just couldn't get a foot onto it. And there's a foul, stop the clock. And let's see, is there a card coming out? Yes, there is. Just caught the leg of the big green player. Now the fun part is the referee has to go over and find the player on the other side of the field as the big green player is attended to. We've had a couple of yellow cards shown tonight for both sides. 3:26 left in the game. Dartmouth has their goal scorer on the field. Columbia does not have their goal scorer on after the substitution. Card shown to David Wally of Columbia with 3:26 left in the game. This would technically snap the 4-game losing streak for Columbia if they're able to get a point out of this one. We'll replay that Dartmouth goal one more time. The original shot by Miras off the post, he followed it up, opened the scoring, and then they thought that that was going to be the game winner for a moment, but Columbia able to come down the other end and find a goal of their own, as we'll replay that one again. The goal by Joao Lima after that great cross by Will DeKnight. Found that bottom right corner.
Nobody knows. Let's go. Nobody.
Player back to his feet, so that's great to see. You, of course, hope that he is is all right after that tough foul that he got fouled on. Substitution for Dartmouth, the injured player coming off. Christodoulou getting the ball back in play, 3.5 minutes to go. No foul will come the other way. Numbers. Here's Kutner. Defense getting back. The layoff. Christodoulou coming out. Novoselsky gets it back to Kutner. The shot he missed, hit it. That ball looked like it was going wide anyways. Kutner had a chance to get his foot around it. Just couldn't get the right contact at the penalty spot. The transfer from Radford University, originally from Czechia, of course, formerly known as the Czech Republic. As we'll go back to the replay, Novoselsky set up Kutner, tried to get that left foot around it and got his foot over it instead of under. Two minutes left. We're into the 89th minute of play. As that ball goes out, it's a throw-in. Dartmouth came in today just 1 point ahead of the two teams sitting in second and third. Kutner trying to find Novoselsky, but cut out. Great job by Newman in the midfield, although it finds a big green player to the outside. Is there a winner left in this one yet? Miras. Shot goes wide.
One minute remaining.
Both teams with some chances late in this one, but both teams have been unable to get that final hit and find the back of the net. Ball sent high, won by the big green. Cornell, the team that finished second in the Ivy League, is next up in league play for Dartmouth. Is can't find a teammate in the box. Maybe they will. The shot goes wide. That was restarted very quickly by Columbia.
5 seconds. 4, 3.
Final seconds.
2, 1.
And there will be no shot. This game finishes 1-1 as both teams showed fantastic play from start to finish, but they will have to share a point. Dartmouth with the opening goal from Vasilis Miras, but the equalizer from João Lima gets Columbia their first point in Ivy League play. Dartmouth on 7 points. We'll have to wait and see what the other results are around the league to see if they will stay atop of the Ivy League. But at least for now, they are comfortably in the top 4 position. The Ivy League tournament coming up at the end of the year for Columbia. They will travel to Yale for their next game, and then they'll come back home against Penn and Cornell to end the season. For Dartmouth, it's Vermont on Tuesday, and then back in league play against Cornell A fun one for everyone here in New York, New York. But the final score, Dartmouth 1, Columbia 1. This was a